Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be here with me today. Walter, at the workbench, making shavings. So, as good fortune would have it, I took all my bits and pieces for the saw trestles out to my pigtailed apprentice to thickness plane them, if you catch my drift. And as some of you will recall, I'm 2 pieces short. Well, there, staring me in my face, were these 2 pieces of beautiful aspen. And guess what? They were just about the same thickness as the others. So these are now all the same. So these wider ones will be used for the feet. I need 2 verticals. This one will be used for the feet. And whatever it is in half, that's just going to be the way it is. They're supposed to be 18 inches long, but they're going to end up being around 14. It'll be okay. I keep telling myself that. So we need 2 feet, 2 uprights, and 2 horizontals. 2 feet, 2 uprights. What am I doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So if I split this in half, maybe I don't need to split them in half. Either way, I'm going to make that decision here soon. But as of right now, they're all the same thickness at about 1 1/8 inch thick. And I may elect to assemble it so that the entire side trestle is flush, and it doesn't matter with the middle beam and the top beam. So I'm probably just going to leave them this heavier thickness. And that brings up a digression, which a lot of people don't think about when they build something that has to be strong. So here's the quiz of the day. If I was going to hold up a building, okay, would I want wood this wide or this wide? Technically, the compressive strength of these is immense. You could probably support structurally, I'm saying, not in reality. You probably could support a car on a 1x3 clear lumber. The problem is it has to be 100% vertical, plumb, and level in all directions. It needs to be fastened securely at the bottom, fastened securely at the top. It can't move at all. And yes, it will support immense amount of weight. I don't know if you've ever seen the one-legged stools. Just a little 1-inch dowel supports an adult male. So there is something called overkill. You can over design something, and sometimes that's attractive. Like, for instance, in timber frame structures. Um, I used to design a few timber frames in my day, and we could structurally get away with a 4x4. But then we would go up to a 6x6, and we knew we had it structurally, but then came the joinery and the assembly. So sometimes you have to make allowances for things other than just structure. So like in this instance, we're talking about trestles, sawhorses. And this piece is going to be the foot. And then we're going to put something on top of that to be the vertical. And then we're going to put something here, one horizontal here, and then we're going to top it off with a horizontal up there. Now, if everything is square, straight, and true, ends cut square on all directions, in theory, I could put this together with a biscuit joiner. It's thick enough I could get 2 biscuits in a joint. I could put it together with dowels. Once those joints are glued up, if they're glued up properly and they're square and they're tight, they'll be plenty strong. Where you can get into trouble is any sort of a product or a project that you're making that's going to take some form of abuse, okay? So these trestles are going to take downward pressure, but they're also going to take pressure wanting to make it go this way, and this way, and this way. So you want to get as much purchase in a joint so that even if the glue fails, the joint doesn't come apart. So it's been a while. I'm going to attempt to do this mortise and tenon. It's a simple project. It doesn't have a lot. It's got one large mortise on the base. It's got 2 through mortises for the mid rail, and it's got an open half slot slip mortise at the top. So it shouldn't be all that difficult. Now I'll do this off camera, because if I can't handle my saws properly, I may revert to doing this on the table saw and the bandsaw, and there's no shame in that. But so that's about it for right now. What I'm doing right now is jointing the edges of these, straightening them up, trying to decide which one is going to go where. And I wanted to show you something. Aspen is a very tricky wood. When straight grained and clear, it's a joy. But when it gets to where it's got reversing grain, I don't know if you can see it, it pulled all the fibers out of the grain there and here and on the backside. So not every piece did that. I will try to clean that up with a hand plane, but these are shop aids, and we will do what we can with them. So if you have any questions, Leave them down in the comment section. Thanks for stopping by. It means a lot to me, and catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Walter out.